Bitch, check out the glow. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Deasia, and today I am back with another video. Today's video is going to be about my BBL experience. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you comment down below if you have any questions and all of that good stuff. If I don't cover what you want to ask, just let me know and I'll cover it in my second video. Lipo 360 and the BBL, which is where they take the fat from my stomach and put it into my hips and my booty. Okay, so I'm gonna just give y'all a timeline. So I booked in July. The price was $6,500. I booked in July for February of 2021. So I booked in July 2020 for February 2021. I had to put a $250 deposit down. I went to 305 plastic surgery. The $6,500 came with the BBL, the Lipo 360. I had a cell saver. It came with 2 fajas, a BBL pillow, 2 lipo foams, and 1 board. I don't have on my foams or my boards, so like it's like my faja just be creasing and stuff. So I wear my foams a lot because it be creasing. But yeah. So when I first booked with the doctor that I'm gonna tell y'all who's my doctor, even though I think y'all know if y'all didn't watch my other video. If not, just keep watching and you'll know who my doctor is. I first got in contact with 305 plastic surgery. I had a coordinator. I think her name was Paula. I think Paula or Ileana, one of them. So I contacted them. They told me to send them all my information, like my height, my weight, if I had babies and all of that type of stuff. So that's gonna be the first thing that they do. Then they're gonna give you a quote, which they gave me a quote for $6,500. This was back in July 2020. They gave me a quote for $6,500 and it came with all of the things that I said. So it came with the Lipo 360, the BBL, the cell saver, 2 fajas, 1 BBL pillow, which is this that I'm sitting on right now, 2 lipo foams, and 1 board. The lipo foams, you put the lipo foams like here, here, and here, and then you put the board in the back and then the front. But the board that they gave me was the front board. Okay, so I put down a deposit for $250, and after that, it's kind of like they wasn't really contacting me after that. So they made me send a deposit of $250. I had to sign the contract, and then they sent me like a welcome packet that said everything that I need before surgery and after surgery, whatever. Contacted me. I wanted to go before February, but he didn't have anything until February 2021. So I kept hitting up my coordinator, which is Ileana. I think it's Ileana. I kept hitting her up or whatever, you know, asking her for a date. Then she wound up switching me. Well, she was about to switch me to around Thanksgiving time. But I got cold feet. So I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna wait until February. Nah, just let me know if you got something for before February. She like, all right. So, oh, actually, the reason why I couldn't go before 2021, even though he was already booked up, but you could pay, I think, a little more, like $1,500 or something. Don't quote me. $1,500 or something, so that way you could like skip a line or something like that. But me, I couldn't do that because I was breastfeeding my son, and they was like I have to wait 6 months. So I had to wait 6 months. So February was my 6th month. But then I wound up hitting up my doctor and asking him, and he said 3 months. So that's why I wanted to do it a little ahead of time. Now I ain't gotta go in February because he said 3 months, and my 3 months is up from breastfeeding or whatever. Like, I stopped breastfeeding in July. So July, August, September, October. I could have got my surgery in November. After I asked her about the earlier date, she told me November. I couldn't do November because, well, I could, but I was just scared. So I'm like, you know, let me just wait it out. I don't want to be rushing nothing, and I'm scared. So let me just wait it out. So then I wound up hitting her up again in like December. The end of December. Yeah, the end of December. So like a little after Christmas, I wound up hitting her up. She wound up telling me that they have a date for January 17th, which was, I think that was like a Sunday. That was a Sunday. Yeah, she wound up telling me that I could get the date for January 17th. So I'm like, all right, let me get that date. So she wound up switching my date from February 11th to January 17th. So she wound up switching my date, and after that, it was just like, this shit is real. Like, this is real. I was so scared. So now I'm like, oh, I don't know if my iron is good, whatever. I need to go get checked out, blah, blah, blah. I wound up going to the doctor because you got to send in lab. I know, you know, I'm good for everything else, but my iron, I didn't know if I was going to be good for that or not, because when I was pregnant, I had low iron. So my friend wound up telling me to use, she wound up giving me something called SS tonic. I'm gonna post a picture up here just so y'all can see what the SS tonic is. It's like a iron booster. So I was taking that. I think I was taking 3 spoonfuls a day. I didn't even know if my iron was messed up or not. I wound up going to the doctor. I wound up being good for everything. So after that, to go and buy my supplies, which I didn't really take anything because the recovery house that I stayed at, they had most of the things that I needed. So the only thing that I did take, I took arnica gel, which is like for the bruising and stuff. I took Tylenol, what is it? Tylenol muscle and pain. I took that. I bought like the small bottle that you can actually take on a carry-on bag. I took that. I took Tylenol extra strength. I wanted to get Tylenol PM, but I wound up not getting it. I forgot why. What else did I take? Poise pads. I took pads, which you need, but you don't really need if your recovery house have it already. I got some nightgowns. I got some nightgowns that actually button, so I wouldn't have to put nothing over my head, or I wouldn't have to step in it. So I got, like, you know, them little nightgowns that you could just button down. I got those. I got 2 pairs of slippers, which you kind of only need 1. I bought 2 pairs of slippers. What else did I get? I bought underwears, which you don't need underwears because you don't even wear underwear. Tank tops. Tank tops. Make sure you take tank tops. I got tank tops. White tank tops. Get some white tank tops too. You need that. Oh, and I got the socks. What is the socks? Compression socks. I bought those off of Amazon for like $10. I bought like a whole pack. It came with like 8 or something like that. I bought those. Even though 305 give you compression socks, they give you the ones like with your toes out, and they only give you 1 pair. So I bought my own. And yeah, that's about it. Everything else I didn't even buy. I didn't buy anything because it was kind of like, if your recovery house have it, why buy it? The arnica gel. Oh, and I bought soap. I'ma put a picture of the soap right here as well, because I bought soap. It's like antibacterial soap. Yeah, so I'm gonna put a picture of that right there. So anyways, I'm on like a few Facebook groups for 305 plastic surgery, and they was just telling me like, my doctor is mean, blah 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 blah. I'm like, damn, I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm not even playing with him. That's just what I kept thinking in my head. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to turn this whole, I'm gonna have to turn it up if he play with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn this whole, I'm gonna have to turn it up if he play with me.
Whole time I got to the office. Oh, let me just tell y'all. So my surgery date was January 17th. You're supposed to go a day before your pre-op appointment. My pre-op appointment was supposed to be January 15th. When I got to Miami, which was January 14th. No, I'm lying. January 15th. So when I got to Miami, January 15th, I had to go check into a hotel because I had to have a hotel to stay the day before. I didn't want to pay for a recovery for me and my man. And yeah, it was kind of like for no reason when we could just stay at a cheap hotel. So I wound up staying at a hotel. I think I only paid like $100 and something. I actually paid for 2 nights, so I'm lying. I paid like 2 something for 2 nights, but I didn't need it for 2 nights because once I got to the doctor on my pre-op day, which was January 15th, I got to the doctor. They had me go in or whatever. I was sitting there for a minute. Then they have you fill out some forms. Oh, you got to take a COVID test. The COVID test is $50 if I'm not mistaken, so you have to pay for that out of pocket. So that's another $50 on top of whatever else you're paying. So you got to pay for the COVID test. I had to pay for the COVID test. They just stick you on your finger. It's kind of like an antibodies COVID test. It's not like one of those ones up your nose. So I had to get that. I had to pay for that, which is $50. Then they wound up having me fill out mad forms. I had to fill out mad forms. I'm just like, damn, when is this going to end? It was so many papers. So many papers. So I had to do that. As I'm filling out the forms, they wound up putting me in the room with my doctor. Like, just so you can have like a consultation before your surgery day. So I goes in the room. For everybody that want to know, my doctor at 305 Plastic Surgery is Dr. William. Dr. William. Not Williams. It's William. Yeah, it's Dr. William. What did I do? Once I got in there, he was asking me, oh, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Then he was asking me to take off my clothes. I took my clothes off so he could like look at my body and everything. He's looking at my body. He's saying what he can and cannot do. And that's the thing that I like about my doctor. My doctor, he say what he can do and what he can't do. He don't allow you to bring no wish pics, because it's kind of like you wishing for this, but if I can't give you that, I can't give you that. So that's kind of what I do like about my doctor. He tells you what it is. Like, if he can't do something, he can't do it. So after he wound up looking at my body and everything, he was so sweet. By the way, everybody say that he's mean. I didn't get that. And rude, I didn't get that at all. He was so sweet to me. He looked at my body or whatever, and then what he did, I put my clothes on, sat down, we talked. He asked me, you know, do you have any questions, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, you know, I just want my hip dips to be filled in, because my hip dips was crazy. I don't know if y'all seen a picture. Go watch my other video so y'all can see that picture. My hip dips was crazy. It was so ew. I always wanted hips. Like, I always wanted hips. So that's what he did. He actually told me, like, yeah, I'm able to, you know, put you some hip dips. And then he wound up telling me, as he was looking at my body, he wound up telling me, like, oh, you know, I can't give you a cuff under your butt, because it's kind of like one of your butts is like a line, and then the other one is like 2 lines. Like, the cuff is not gonna look right. So I'm like, you know, all right, it's fine. I know you're gonna do your thing, so just do what you gotta do to make me look good. And that's just what it is. He's like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. So I'm like, tomorrow? He's like, yeah, they changed the date to tomorrow. So they wound up changing my date to the next day, which was January 16th, because that was a Saturday. The date that they put me for was for a Sunday. I don't know. I guess they're not open on Sundays or whatever the case may be. I don't know. And actually, I wound up getting a text message from one of the people. I don't have the text message in my phone no more, but basically, my coordinator was like, oh, your date is changed to the 16th. Mind you, I'm at the office already, whatever. Your date is changed to the 16th because Dr. William would not be in the office on Sunday the 17th, blah, blah, which I didn't really care. I cared a little bit because I was a little nervous already, so it's kind of like, damn, like, this shit is really about to fucking happen. So I'm just like, all right. I wound up leaving out Dr. William's office, and I sat back down. They asked me to go use the bathroom. I had to use the bathroom, so you had to take a pregnancy test as well. I used the bathroom. Oh, and they test you for tobacco. If I'm honest, I think, yeah, they do like a tobacco test, I guess, through your urine. So they wound up telling me to piss. They took a pregnancy test and the tobacco test. I wound up taking that test. The lady wound up putting me in a room. We talking. She wound up taking the money from me as well, telling me, oh, you know, it's time for you to pay, blah, blah. So I'm asking her, like, oh, what's the time of my surgery? She like, oh, they didn't give a time yet. I'm asking her, like, oh, can you please try to get me for the morning time? The earlier the better. Like, I'm really nervous. I want to be the first person, blah, 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 blah. She like, all right, I'm gonna see what I can do. It was so freaking sweet. Like, she had me like not so nervous, because I was already nervous, and she's just like, it's gonna go good, it's gonna look good, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling good right now. I'm feeling good. So I get to the hotel. They wound up telling me on my surgery time. So now I'm extra scared, because now what time they scheduled me for? 5 in the morning, I think. I think it was 5. I can't remember though. It was like 5 or 5:30. One of them. But they wound up telling me my time. I wound up telling my recovery house my time. The next morning I woke up scared, crying, crazy. Yo, I was crying. I was crying so bad. I'm about to cry right now. That's how scared I was. Because I hear all of these, you know, stories like, oh, once you wake up, it hurt. Oh, you know, you about to get like anesthesia, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm so scared. I got a baby to come back home to. God, please wake me up. Yo, my nerves was so bad. I'm about to cry. Give me a second. Yeah, so basically they was telling me like, oh, you can't be late, because if you late, I think they're gonna reschedule you or something like that. So I wound up you know, telling my man, I'm like, there's no point in you taking me, like getting in the Uber with me to go to the office, because you can't sit in there and wait for me, so you might as well stay at the hotel room, whatever. So he wound up walking me downstairs to the cab. I was still scared, so scared. I didn't have nothing on, so I didn't have nothing under my nightgown, the button down one. I didn't have nothing on with that, and I had on a robe, some compression socks, and slippers. I got to the office. They wound up calling me to the back. All right, hold on. Stop right there. The thing that got me calm, let me just say this, is music. It's kind of like you have to, if you're a music person, you have to like listen to some type of upbeat music. I'm gonna do a whole playlist on what I was listening to make me calm. So my music, that's what got me the most calm. It's like I'm listening to my music. It's getting me going. I'm listening to Lil Baby. I'm listening to City Girls. That's what I'm really listening to. I'm listening to other music, but those two, it get me in a groove. Like, oh yeah, I'm that bitch. Blah, 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 you know. So they wound up calling me to the back. They wound up having me use the bathroom again. So I had to use the bathroom again. Oh, listen to this. You're not supposed to drink or eat after the time that they tell you not to drink or eat. Don't drink or eat. Then they tell you don't pee either, because they want you to pee once you get there, and you're not gonna really have to pee if you pee already. So anyways, I'm sorry, I'm getting like too sidetracked. But so I got in there or whatever. I had already peed, like, because I couldn't hold my pee, yo. I could not hold my pee. So I had already peed in my hotel. I'm like, I gotta pee, so let me just pee. Like, then I'm like, all right, let me pee a little bit. I pee a little bit, everything come out. So I'm just like, fuck it. When I get to the hotel, they telling me, oh, you know, pee. Luckily, I peed again, but yeah, luckily. So I had to pee. Then they tell me to change my clothes. They take you in the back room. They tell you to change your clothes. You have to take off everything. Don't wear no makeup, no nothing. They tell you to put on like some little, I don't know, gown you want to call it or something. It's like open though. They tell you to put that on. What else? You have to put like this head bonnet thing. It's not really a bonnet, but it looked like a bonnet. You have to put that on your head, so that way your hair won't be out or anything like that. And then the anesthesiologist come. I think that's how you say it. They come. Well, he came to me. He was talking to me or whatever, asking me like, oh, have you ever been put to sleep before? Have you ever had any babies? I'm gonna tell you what the medicine is gonna do to you, blah blah blah. So the medicine, basically they're gonna put it in you, put it in an IV or whatever the case may be, and it's gonna make you go to sleep. That's basically what he was telling me. But he also came to give me an IV, which I think is just like fluid. So he wound up doing that. So I'm talking to him. I'm like, yeah, I'm nervous or whatever. He's like, you don't have to be nervous. You're gonna be good. Like, I'm gonna make sure you wake up, blah 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 blah. He already making me feel good too. So I'm like, all right, like I got this. Then once he leave out the room, he already put the IV in me. I already got my little gown on. So now I'm waiting for them to come back and get me. So now I'm talking to myself, because it's kind of like you gotta prep yourself. So I'm like, Deasia, you could do this. You can do this. Like, you can do this. You got to wake up and be a even badder bitch. Like, you can do this. Stop being so nervous and do what you got to do. This is something that you wanted to do for the longest, before you even had a baby. So just do what you got to do. Go to sleep and wake up. So he wound up coming back and getting me, the anesthesiologist, and taking me into the room. He wound up taking me into the room. Dr. Williams is in there. So I'm saying hi to all of them. I got the little IV in my hand. I'm saying hi to all of them, walking or whatever. They tell me to get on the table. I got on the table. The anesthesiologist is like right here. I'm like, this is the table. Then Dr. Williams is over there turning on his radio. I guess he worked with like loud music or some shit. I don't know. So I lays down. He blasts his music. It was a song I knew too. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, you know, I'm nervous, but you know, watch over me, God. Make sure I wake up. The anesthesiologist is like, yes, and I'll pray for you. I'm like, yes, I'm praying right now. So now he got his eyes closed. I'm got my eyes closed. Then he wound up saying, all right, I'm about to put the needle in you. So he wound up putting the needle in me. He like, you're going to feel a burning sensation in your throat. I wound up feeling it a little bit. So me and him is still talking. He like, I got you, whatever the case may be. I falls asleep. I fell asleep so fast, yo. I fell asleep. What happened after I fell asleep? I woke right up. I woke right up, yo. It was like a snap of a finger. It was the best sleep though, yo. So I woke up in pain. Yes, I was in pain. I'm not gonna say it was unbearable because it was not. My pain level, I'm gonna say it was like at a 7. If that. Maybe let's give it a 5 or 6. Like, I wasn't in that much pain. I was just uncomfortable. So, I'm laying down or whatever. She waking me up. She telling me that my, whatchamacallit is not answering the phone. My recovery house. So I'm like, they're not answering the phone? What you mean they're not answering the phone? And it's kind of like, you telling me all of this? Girl, I just got out of surgery. I don't want to hear this. Get in contact with them. Because what am I supposed to do? She like, they're not answering. She's telling me, oh, they're not answering. So now I'm trying to call the lady. She not answering. I'm like, what the? So I'm calling my man now. I'm like, yeah, she talking about they not answering the phone. I'm like, I'm just ready to go. Like, I'm ready to go because it's kind of like they keep, like, she keep coming to me like picking at me. Like, they're not answering. She was blowing mine. Blowing mine mean she was getting on my nerves. She was getting on my last nerves. So I'm like, all right. Then just wheel me out to my man. Like, wheel me out to my man. I'm still on the table though, like on the little bed. She like, no, you have to have a ride downstairs. So now I'm looking. I'm like, all right, I'm about to call me an Uber. I wound up calling that big ass Uber that they be having, the lifts. The shit was like $100 and something, a waste. I wound up calling that, and then she wound up wheeling me downstairs to my man. I had to get in the little wheelchair. Again, I wasn't in that much pain. Like, I was in pain, but it wasn't that much pain. She wound up wheeling me down to him. I was still a little drowsy though. She wound up wheeling me down to him. The lift wound up being there. I had to like lay in the car like this. So this is how you laying, literally. Like, not with this though. So you laying like this. Literally in the car. It's so weird. So I'm laying like that in the car, and bumps and shit. So now it's kind of like you feel the bumps. It's just annoying. So I wound up getting to the house. She was just like, oh, like they don't even give y'all time to like, you know, rest for a little while. Like, I know you just got out of surgery. They're supposed to let you stay there for a whole hour or something like that. And supposedly I only stayed in there for like a few, like 30 minutes or something like that. Like, they was like basically like trying to kick me out. That's something that I did not like. Like, they was definitely trying to kick me out. That's the only bad thing I can say about 305. When I get to the recovery house, my man winds up getting me out the cab, or out the truck, because it was a truck. Wound up getting me out the truck, and they wound up coming outside to help him get me. So now I'm walking like this. They wound up taking us to our bed or whatever. It was like a pillow and then the wee-wee pad, because it's kind of like I had to have my stomach laying down like that on it. They wound up having that or whatever. I wound up laying down. She was giving me Gatorade. Ooh, the Gatorade that she gave me, I never even had that kind before. Oh, let me tell y'all. So I stayed at Joyful Recovery House. I feel like that's the best recovery house. I've never been to no other, but I wouldn't never go to another recovery house. I'm laying down. She's giving me Gatorade. I wound up falling asleep. No, I think I took some pain medicine. Oh, let me tell you about my pain medicine. So I got my prescription the day before for $8 total. That's Perps and all of the other pain medicine they give you. Yes, ladies, I said $8. It was supposed to come out to like $200 and something or something like that, and I got that shit for $8. Okay, don't play with her. I'm gonna do a video on how I got my shit to be $8. So anyways, I wound up going to sleep. When I woke up, she wound up like giving me soup and stuff. The lady name is Ma, so her daughter name is Joy, which she like runs the recovery house, which is their recovery house. And then her mom name is Ma. She was like the sweetest lady ever. Like, I say every time I go to Miami, I'm gonna go and say hi to them. Like, they were so nice to me and my man. Like, oh, so when we got to the recovery house, it's like 2 beds. We got a suite that's like a, you know, like your own room. So we was in there. It was 2 beds, like a bed right here and then a bed right there, and then we had TV and everything in there. So after that, Ma didn't really want me to do too much walking that day. She like, you know, your first day is your day to rest. Like, you're really not supposed to be doing walking. They said that you are supposed to walk. Like, people walk the same day, I guess, to keep the blood flowing, or, you know, whatever, so they don't get blood clots or whatever. But she told me, like, I don't want you to walk. I don't have nobody walk on the first day. Like, the first day is for rest. So I'm like, okay, like, I'm listening to you because, yeah, you're the recovery house. I'm supposed to. So I laid down, I chilled for the whole day. I took my medicine. They also give you antibiotics you gotta take. I took that. I didn't really eat. I ate some like chicken noodle soup or something like that she had made, but that's about it. I didn't really eat too much. The next day, I woke up feeling fine. Like, the pain level the next day was like, I don't know, a 3, shit. It was like a 3. Like, I wasn't in that much pain. But the next day, remember, was Sunday, so I couldn't go to a post-op appointment because they was closed. So I'm like, damn. Like, damn. I'm supposed to be staying in this bloody-ass faja. Because my faja was bloody. I'm supposed to be staying in this bloody-ass faja. I'm not doing that. So, whatever. I wound up, you know, walking a little bit that day. I wound up getting my first massage that day as well. The massages hurt. The massages hurt. Like, the massages hurt. I don't really know what else to say, but they hurt. Them shits hurt. Like, OD. Like, I was getting dizzy the first day. Like, the first day I got my massage was that, which was that Sunday. It's just blood everywhere at this point. I wound up almost fainting. I'm like standing there. She wound up giving me the alcohol pads and everything. Massages was hurting at first, but you know, after a while you get used to it. I wound up getting used to the massages. What else? They cook and everything at the recovery house, so I was eating good every single day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love that recovery house. So if y'all need a recovery house to go stay at Joy Food Recovery House. I am going to put a picture of their Instagram right here because y'all need to stay there. Period. And tell them Deasia sent y'all. Don't forget, tell them Deasia sent y'all. I love Ma. She was so sweet. She was sweet to my man. If you have a, like, you want to bring a man to something, a lot of recovery houses don't allow men to come. This one did, and yeah, it was the best decision. Like, they dope there. They dope. I'm not gonna lie. I went to my post-op appointment. I didn't even see my doctor after that. Like, I didn't see him after he did my surgery. That was the last time I seen him, that morning. So I went there. They wound up, you know, checking my body out and everything, saying that it looked good. You gotta take your whole faja off. I had to. Wound up taking the faja off. They wound up looking at my body. They wound up giving me all of my stuff because they didn't give me my other faja, my boards, and my pillow. So they wound up giving me everything right then and there. They wound up saying, oh, you know, it's okay or whatever for you to get on the plane. Make sure you walk on the plane because you don't want your blood, you want your blood to flow. My recovery house, they took me to the place and brought me back. So that was a good thing as well. Like, they take you and bring you. So, yeah, that's about it. My plane ride, uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. My plane ride was so uncomfortable because it's like you have to hurry up. You have to get up every whatever minutes and walk around. You're just more so uncomfortable. You know, sleeping and stuff is very uncomfortable because you can't sleep on your booty. So it's like, damn, I can't sleep on my butt. What am I gonna do? So I still sleep on my stomach to this day, and I am almost 2 months post-op. Yeah, I'll be 2 months post-op in like a few days. I'm still recovering now. Like, was it worth it? It was definitely worth it. I love my results. Yeah, I'm snatched. Like, I don't have no more hip dips. My stomach ain't big. Yeah, I'm the baddest bitch in the town. Period. Cute face, slim waist with the slick wig. Hey, the price for me was $500 plus the $50 plus $1,300. Massages there was $100. I don't know. I'm not about to calculate no more. I get massages. I get, how many I get? I get 3 a week. Basically, sometimes 2 a week. It just depends on how I'm feeling. I be getting the packages. I'm actually on my 2nd package now. It's like 10 massages in the package. Somebody referred me to her. If y'all need to be referred, I'll let y'all know her info if y'all need it. My scars are healing. Like, I had a scar here. It's still there a little bit, but it's not really like, you know, there. Like, they healing really good. Showering process with the BBL. Oh my god. Oh my god, you can't really wipe your ass. Like, he had to do all of that for me. So I just want to say thank you to my man for being there every step of the freaking way. Yo, he was there every step of the way. This is for me personally. Like, if I didn't have that, I don't even know how I could have did it. Like, I'm a strong chick though. I would have did it, but it was just a little better, you know. Yeah, he helped with everything, like getting me out the bed, washing me up in the shower. He did all of it. Let me show y'all my results. I'm about to show y'all my body. Okay, so this is how I look from the front. It's the back. As you can see, I have my fire on. Alright, so thank you so much for watching my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you like this video. Let me know if you have any more questions. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna put on some other clothes so that way I can see my body like without no faja on. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So I'll be right back. So this is me without a faja. Don't have on a faja. It's just my skin. This is my booty. Well, this is the side view. This is the back. See, my butt move without a problem, literally.